that state appearance last year, came up just a game short in Aries. That was up in Eden at the Strike Bank Center today, though. A chance to take on the Lady Pirates, win in advance, and ultimately they want to get to Saturday, want to be able to punch their ticket to the Big House next week.
Yeah, something they haven't been able to do in, I think, about 4 or 5 years, Tyler. These group of girls really have been starting to rally over the past couple weeks, getting those critical wins and those critical moments, but as well as, having fun and being out on the court and, sharing the ball and the good times. It's just a good experience for the kids, and it's always fun to watch.
Yeah, and, we'll talk about it here in a minute, but we had talked about going into the regional. Woodward, despite having some close games, just was not quite on the hot streak they were last year entering the postseason. Had lost 4 of the last 6 coming in, and then they run through the regional consolation bracket. They avenged that district loss from Elk City and, knocked them out in the consolation regional championship. And then now it's, I wouldn't say playing with house money for this team because they're still, you talk about Thesleigh, Pfeiffer, and Avery Edwards have seen that success, but Dakota, for the most part, other than these 2 seniors, this is a young squad that, like you just said, this experience in of itself, no matter how far you get here in the areas, I think will be crucial going forward into the next seasons.
Yeah, it's always good to see young squad kind of on both sides of the ball for both teams. And, our girls have kind of in a similar situation, like you said, last year, in a similar group, to add that as well. Just see our group of girls go as far as it did last year, and the kind of same appearance that they're doing this year is a good thing. But as well, they really want to get this game underneath them and try to get this win over Bristow, and it's going to be a hard one.
It definitely will be. Before we get into breaking that down, of course, do want to mention this is part of a road to the Big House. We have been at the Big House already this week. Yesterday on both Z92 and K101, we had the ceiling games. Saw the ceiling boys win in advance over Liberty here on Z92 in the noontime slot, 59-51 there. The ceiling girls on K101 later took down Quinton 76-40. And today for our Big House coverage, Mr. Cade Kennedy will be there in the Big House at 4:30 on K101 as it's a good one. Hammond versus Leedy on the girls' side, getting the Class B bracket going today. It's all B action today there at the Big House, and then tomorrow on Friday will be the semifinals for both Class A and B, both boys and girls. So, covering all that. Of course, if Woodward's able to finish up here quick enough, I might jot over there and help Cade. If not, he will do a fantastic job, I am sure. But for these Woodward girls, what's on the slate today, basically, like we talked about, if you're able to get past Bristow, you'll play at 1:30 back here tomorrow. And then ultimately, you're trying to get to that consolation championship game Saturday at 6 o'clock. That's the ultimate goal. That's the game that if you get into that, you win and you get into state. So that's their hopeful line here this weekend for the Boomers. With that said, we've got about 20 minutes or so here before tip-off. We'll step aside for our first break of the pregame show. Come back and start diving into the matchup today between the Woodward Boomers and the Bristow Lady Pirates. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Whether full service or do-it-yourself, the Triple Clean Car Wash has what you want. Located at 1121 26th Street in Woodward, the Triple Clean Car Wash is open Monday through Saturday from 9:30 to 5 for full service. Self-service is open 24 hours year-round.
First Republic Title Company, your real estate closing specialist, is a full-service title, settlement, and closing company. Call Donnell or Terry at 580-256-7349 to assist you in your next residential or commercial real estate transaction.
Experts say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, but you don't have to be a master to get started. At High Plains Technology Center, our hands-on training gets you on the right track right now. With dozens of programs to fit your future. It takes hard work to turn a hobby into your hire. So get to it. Your success story is a lot closer than you think. High Plains Technology Center, powered by Career Tech.
Hundreds of Oklahoma teenagers have no family, few options, and often nowhere to turn. But older kids need foster and adoptive families too. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services has hundreds of teenagers waiting, hoping that you'll decide to make a difference in their life. Call the Oklahoma Department of Human Services and become a foster or adoptive parent. You will forever change a child's life and your own.
You've made a big difference in my life. Thank you.
To Hennessy, Tyler Riggs with you. Should be just about live on Boomer TV as well. Game being streamed there on top of being broadcast here on Z92 as we get ready for the Woodward girls to take on the Bristow Lady Pirates Class 4A area action. One of these teams will advance on today. The other will go home. Their season will be done. So let's take a dive into these teams. Dakota, what say you? Started with the Boomers' opponents here today in the Bristow Lady Pirates. They are coached by Matt Morgan. And, you know, as you kind of alluded to there before we took the first break, a young team. Folks, they do not have a senior on the roster in their 10 players. You had the breakdown as a freshman, 4 sophomores, and the rest of them juniors. So 5 juniors as well there on that team, or 6, excuse me. So that's incredible, Dakota, in terms of that, for them to be as good as they are. They're 19-7 on the season, top 20 in 4A, sitting at 19 coming into the playoffs there. And, you know, their only loss here in the postseason was in the regional championship against Bethany, who's obviously one of the top teams in 4A. There was 63-34 in the regional championship game. That's how they wind up here on the Constellation side and area. But this is a team that, folks, has a lot of talent within this youth. Their leader, if you will, on the floor. The big highlight today is definitely going to be Addison Alexander, a junior, 5'5" point guard. And my goodness, Dakota, she is explosive, already a 1,000-point scorer as a junior. And on top of that, she is lights out from deep. You leave her any space, she will launch it.
You know, and then earlier we saw her, you know, warming up. She was getting 2 basketballs and dribbling at the same time, Tyler. I mean, that takes a lot of talent.
It does, and she's got some great coordination with that. She's a good assister as well, has good vision on the floor. Her kind of usual 1-2 punch is going to be Shaylin Edmondson for Bristow. She's come to another guard form, a bit taller though at 5'9", a junior as well. And you'll see her kind of range a little bit defensively. She's a high IQ defender for Bristow, is able to generate a lot of steals, get a lot of fast break opportunities for the Lady Pirates. And she can score as well, not maybe quite consistently as an Addison Alexander will, but she's definitely had her moments where she'll have a 25, 27, 29-point type of ball game out there. But just, you know, really about her, Dakota, the you know, thing that stands out the most is definitely that defense, as I was alluding to. She's a prime-time defender.
And, you know, it's always good to see, you know, players that have good defense, but Woodward has struggled against some teams, you know, that have good defenses. So, like Elk City, you know, they lost that district game, or that district championship at Woodward, and if Woodward runs into a defensive problems, we're going to have to see how Woodward responds with their own defense.
Yeah, it will be for sure on that, you know, to see the challenge here the Boomers come well with. Really, when you break down the overall teams here for both Dakota on film, it kind of looks similar, right, where Bristow, they like to get out into that fast break if they create those defensive opportunities we're talking about. But they do not mind also trying to settle into a little bit of a half-court offense. Generally, though, they want to pull it, right? I mean, there's no shot clock, but if we were in a shot clock area in high school ball, they would be an early shot clock team, I'd call it, in the sense that they will have the green light, you know, to pull very early in possession for a bucket, whether it's from the perimeter or from the inside. You know, the one thing that I kind of notice, and you go back and look at the results, we talk about that 19-7 record. They have played a plethora of good teams, both throughout 4, 3, and 2A, and lost some of those games tight throughout the season. Part of that is with that youth that we're talking about for them. But this is a team, for whatever reason, like many that we see defined, if you're able to pressure them at elite level defensively, you can definitely force some turnovers, and that's kind of been their one weakness, I would say, throughout the season, is just sometimes they don't take care of the ball very well.
You know, that's a plus for Woodward if you take a look at it, because the way that Thessaly, Pfeiffer, and Avery Edwards play defense, just picking at the ball, you know, every time, trying to get those key steals, you know, just small things, and it really adds up. And something that our girls have done throughout the season, that a really good thing they've done is be able to make those defensive plays and really pressure other teams to give up the ball. So see how Woodward can get out to an early defensive start against this team.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that on the other side of a break here in a minute of just what that key will be for the Boomers for sure in that sense. But do want to thank, while we have the chance here in our pregame show, some great sponsors with us, have been with us all season long, and definitely want to mention them as we hopefully the weekend continues here today, but just in case, High Plains Tire, gold sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show, Top Cat Formal Wear Accessories, Dairy Queen, who is our halftime sponsor, Kelly Broach Insurance, Great Plains National Bank, Dr. Chrisley Mosley, First Republican Tile Company, Triple King Car Wash, Vines Radio Shack, KFC Taco Bell, Long Shots Bar and Grill, who is our Coaches Show host, and our Road to the Big House sponsor, of course, Bank 7, powering our coverage not only here on Z92, but later on K101. So Dakota, want to look back to the regional, just kind of recap that a little bit for those people that maybe didn't catch the full of it out there. Woodward in that first round had, I wouldn't say a super easy opponent, but it was a Clinton team that we knew was struggling a little bit. Woodward took care of business that one 70-29. Then on Friday, had a really good Blanchard team you were able to knock out 44-34. And then, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, you got revenge on Elk City. You got that 46-40 win there in the consolation championship game. And when you look at the team breakdown a little bit in those three games, performances that I would say doesn't surprise us, right? Thesley Fiver got her average on the season in those three games with 23 points a game. Also chipped in a couple assists, a few rebounds, and of course was getting it done defensively, averaging 3 to 4 steals a game in that. Bradley Douglas Fisher, she had 11 points across the weekend, averaged 11 and 8 across those three games, had a double-double or two in there as well, or a double-double, and then almost some near double-doubles, and was really strong defensively in the post. And then Avery Edwards doing her thing, doing a little bit of it all. 5 points, averaged about 4 assists a game, a few boards, and again the steals as well with Desley just creating those turnovers, Dakota. Those three especially really stepped up, it seemed like, over the course of the weekend. Jocelyn Treese also would bat herself a few points for a game, a few boards, steals, couple assists. So you factor in those three big performances, the performances after that, on the help side. Like you said a minute ago, it just seemed like Woodward started to click a little bit in that region.
Yeah, and it's a good thing they did start to click, because I know these girls really wanted to make it to Erie and go against this team, and so for our girls to make it here is a great thing. But them starting to work together as a team and really starting to find their groove and start to fight their rhythm is really a good thing, because if they can't, they're going to lose this game, and it's a good thing that they're starting to find these things so they can keep going on.
Yeah, and I think the biggest takeaway that, and we talked about it a bit off air, it seemed like as a team they really took that next step of playing together, right? That was kind of the big deal, where whether it was in the half court, the fast break, we saw the ball move well. Defensively, it seems like things were well communicated, and it reminded us of a lot of the team that we saw towards the end of last season, albeit with a little bit different leadership out there.
Yeah, and it's just, for Bradley Douglas Fisher as a sophomore to have so much leadership, and, for her to, get some of the juniors, even though that they're older than her, for her, to start getting them on the same page,
right,
is a good thing to see, because next year it is going to be a good group, and, with them getting older and being more mature, we're going to see a pretty good squad.
Definitely so. A bunch of, youngins out there will leave their mark on the season, those two seniors as well. And Thesley and Avery trying to do all they can here in their last go-around to make the most of it. With that said, got about 10 minutes or so before we get to tip off. Both teams now, after they had come in, got their locker room situation sorted out, getting on the floor, getting some shots up, layup lines going, the full experience. Fans starting to come in as well a little bit as, multiple teams starting to enter now, playing for the rest of the area here as well. We'll go ahead and step aside for another break here in the pregame show. On the other side, we'll start breaking down some of those keys to the game for the Boomers in this one to try to defeat the Bristow Lady Pirates. You're listening to Boomer Basketball Road to the Big House on Boomer TV and Z92.
At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest levels of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 online and mobile banking access, Bank 7 has you covered. Learn more at bank7.com. At Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC.
For more than 20 years, Northwest Glass has served Northwest Oklahoma with all their glass and door needs, including vehicle and equipment, windshield replacements and chip repairs, rekeying locks, and window and door repairs and installations. Call 256-4324 or stop by 611 Texas Avenue for all your glass and door needs. Good luck, Boomers.
On the field and in life, great coverage keeps you on the winning team. Call Caleb Roach at Roach Farmers Agency for personalized insurance service. The Roach Agency says, go Boomers.
Underwritten by Farmers, Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Oklahoma needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Here to the road to the big house. Scott Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. As we're live at the Eagle Event Center in Hennessy, getting ready for the Boomers to take on the Bristow Lady Pirates. We've talked in depth there about what Bristow has to offer, what challenges that they will throw the Boomers' way here today, Dakota. Let's talk about some keys to Woodward now. We mentioned last week in that regional, things just flowed very well for Woodward. You had your usual players step up, perform in a big manner. Now let's talk about, and you alluded to it a little bit earlier, defensively. I think this is going to have to be possibly Woodward's best effort of the season, right? I mean, with the way this Bristow team likes to play, they pull shots early in terms of not afraid to shoot it from deep. They work well together. Is that some of the things you think will be huge for Woodward to stop? I know it feels like we've said it for the last, 8 games now, but, that three-point shot is going to be critical. I mean, there's no other way around it with the way Bristow is efficient at shooting those threes. Sometimes, folks, they shoot better from three than they do overall from the field. They're usually in that 38 to 40% clip from three, which means that's elite numbers right there, right? And sometimes in those games, they'll only be about 35% or so from the field. So, Dakota, that three-point line, it seems like, is going to be critical today for the Boomers to guard.
Yeah, no, that's something that, you're right. We have talked about it. We have talked about our girls needing to step up to the perimeter and, try to guard it. And it seems like, they have at times, but other times they just can't stop certain teams at certain points. And with this Bristow team, you talked about how they're a good three-point shooting team, and sometimes that their three-point shots are, better percentage than their two-point baskets. And, that's a scary thing to think about. You think about a team, shoot three-pointers and just making 5. Well, that's 15 points right there, Tyler.
Right, exactly.
And, just looking out and how these girls shoot on the court for Bristow right now, I mean, they're hitting three-pointers like it's nothing in the pregame right now. But you're right, Tyler. Defensively, Woodward has to get going early. They can't let a team, get out to an early lead. And if they do, Woodward's going to have to crawl back and try to fight their way back to get even with the team. And it seems like in the first quarter, a team always pulls away from Woodward. A good 5 or 6 point lead, and then Woodward struggles to get back with them, late in the first quarter, and then they do. And then Woodward finally gets the lead, it seems like, and that's how it's been throughout the regional.
Yeah, and that was kind of, especially against the better teams, right? You talk about your Blanchards, Elk City. And it had been coming into the regional, it kind of flipped a little bit, right? Because we saw in the early season for Woodward where that was the issue. They seemingly fixed it. The problem they were having was cleaning up the back end of games, right?
Yep. And
then that problem you're mentioning there where you could dig yourself a little bit of a hole, kind of reared itself again against some of that better competition. That being said, though, we talk about the youth with this Bristow team, and we talk about the pressure Woodward could bring defensively, Dakota. I mean, how important do you think it is for Thesley Pfeiffer and Ava Edwards to really be on it here today, guarding that perimeter? That's where it starts. It seems like, in my mind, they could get those pressure, that pressure in the passing lanes for some of those turnovers. We've seen Bristow in similar situations get a little rattled.
Yeah, and then you take a look at that Bristow roster, and you know we talked about it earlier, but you know just a refresher for some people that may be listening, there is no seniors on this
Not
roster.
one. Yep.
Not one. There's 1 freshman, 4 sophomores, and 7 juniors. I mean that's pretty big. And for Thessaly and Avery, back to that question, they're gonna have to realize that, hey, these girls are younger than us. Let's try to use maybe some of our skill and our talent that, you know, we have an extra year on them. We're going to have to play our hearts and souls out. And but defensively, I mean, they got to stop them early. I mean, they can't let them get to them, because if they do, Woodward's going to have a hard time pulling out.
Definitely so, and that's going to be something we will keep an eye on as we go here throughout the game, of course. Seeing now the coaches, a couple of the players from both sides, you know, meeting in the middle, kind of getting the breakdown from the officials, both teams starting to wrap up their shoot-arounds. Crowd still filling in a little bit.
And you take a look at Bristow, Tyler. They have no seniors, so you're really not losing anything but
I
your
know.
season.
That's the scary
right?
part.
You're
That's
not
the
losing
scary part.
anything but your season.
Yeah, and that's, you know, we talk about that house money, so to speak, effect with the Boomers, right, where, you know, maybe some people didn't pick them to get to this area, and I'm sure Bristow kind of maybe feeling a little bit the same way, like I said, without not, you know, having any of the seniors. There's none of that anxiety of, oh, okay, you know, this is it, right? Because all these girls will be back for Bristow. And I think for Woodward to a degree, that side of it might help simply because, you know, Avery and Thessaly both are going to, you know, play with that fire. We've seen Thessaly in situations, Dakota, especially this year, it seems like, on those big moment games, you know, she has literally carried the team in first halves of games, just, you know, on some of those big stages. And so we know she's not shy of the moment, right? And to that effect, I kind of am interested to see how somebody like Bradley Douglas Fisher, the sophomore, or Jocelyn Treese, who is a junior but missed pretty much all of last year, and even Riley Moore to a degree, respond to that type of stage. I mean, mentally, for one of those 3 players, how do you try to approach this? Do you think you come in and just say, okay, it's another game, business as usual, go out there and take care of it? Or do you kind of acknowledge maybe a little bit of that nervous energy and try to use it? How do you approach that, you think?
Well, you know, if you're a sophomore, junior, and a freshman, you know, you look up to the seniors on the team, and you know, you try to be more like them, because you know, those are the key players on the team that kind of help us, you know, be here right now. I mean, Thessaly Pfeiffer, Avery Edwards on the defensive side. I mean, that's huge. But you know, for me, I'm gonna let Thessaly do her thing. You know, but if I'm on the team, like if I'm a Riley Moore or Douglas Fisher, you know, I'm trying to feed the ball, you know, to her to get those baskets. But at the same time, I'm not going to try to force as many shots and, you know, try to take unnecessary baskets. I want to do what's right for my team. So just try to make all the right decisions. Even though you might think it's your final game, don't try to take shots that are unnecessary. Try to advance. Try to get to tomorrow. That's their main goal. Don't be silly. Don't be foolish with the ball.
Well, and I think it boils down to, as you're trying to point out there, basically just do your job, right? Know your role on the floor when it comes to the Riley Moores, the Jocelyn Teresa's, Bradley Douglas Fishers of the world, and even to a degree in Avery Edwards or anybody else who might come in, you know, somebody like Alexia Mendel, somebody like Chloe Clements, Lily Luckett even, you know, those type of girls. Like I say, you can't try to force things. I completely agree with that. We see teams do that in some of these postseason situations, and you get it because there's some desperation there, but you got to stay calm, cool, and collected. That's how you right the ship if things get out, you know, to maybe a bad start or even a good start. You don't want to get too above yourself. With that said, we are just about ready to get underway. Should have a national anthem coming up here. It is the first session of the day. There's no game going on before this, or first game of the session, I should say, of the day. No game going on before this, so, you know, had plenty of time to make sure everything was on point on cue. The fans pretty solid coming in here for the Boomers. A few as well for Bristow. They had a bit of a longer trip out here, obviously, than the Boomers had. So as we were about to get the national anthem, and we will turn it over to the PA announcer as soon as we do. But so glad you all could join us out here on Z92, as Boomer TV as well. Mr. Chris Godwin with us, running that ship, if you will, and taking care of everything. Very intense over there with his earphones in at the moment, getting going. So with that said, should right now be ready for the national anthem. There we go. Okay, let's throw it over here for the national anthem. And there was the national anthem. Now we get here to the starting lineups for both these squads. Woodward going to be the road team here today. They will wear the road black uniforms, black jerseys, black shorts. Got some gold trim down the side and shorts. And then the white numbers of text trimmed in gold for the Boomers. It looks like it is going to be the usual starting lineups we've seen throughout the postseason here. We'll have the senior, Thesley Pfeiffer. It'll be the senior, Avery Edwards. The junior, Jocelyn Treese. The junior, Riley Moore, and the sophomore, Briley Douglas Fisher in the starting lineup there for the Boomers. On the Bristow side of this one, oh wow, they've got the if you're watching on Boomer TV right now, Sean Kelly back in the studio is right. They got the players, the numbers, pictures, like it's pretty wild presentation there.
They have it all.
They've got it all going on that. So that was the Boomer starting lineup, though. Again, if you missed it, Treese, Pfeiffer, Edwards, Moore, and Douglas Fisher. That usual starting five we have seen for the Boomers. For Bristow, it is going to be the junior, the 1,000-point scorer, Addison Alexander, getting the start here for the Lady Pirates. It'll be Ava Yoakum. That'll be another one to watch out for from three, the junior guard. Trying to catch a little bit of the numbers here still. Again, just Dakota's over here filming. I don't blame him.
Sorry. This is legit, man. This is awesome.
It's good atmosphere. We also see number 14, the junior Cheyenne Roebuck for the Lady Pirates. And as we talked about in the pregame, Shaylin Edmondson, the junior, getting a start there as well. And the junior, Abby Morgan for Bristow. So they will go Alexander, Edmondson, Yoakum, Morgan, and Roebuck.
I don't know about you, man, but I think it's time for some Boomer basketball.
I think it is. We have 8 minutes on the clock. Both teams have gone through their last huddles here, and we are ready to get this area underway. Got some of the Boomer crowd. I see Luis Corral out there, Mr. David Ward, the athletic director, sitting in here. I even see, basketball alum for the Boomers, Miss Faithful Haley in the house. So, good to see her back. Had a good year last year for the Boomers. Into sport, so got the crowd ready to go in this one. And the officials taking their last strides here, making sure they're all set. Got a 3 official crew here.
And as you like to say it, it's win or die.
It is. Survive or go home. As the tip is up in the air, battled around, and won eventually there by Bristow. They'll be going right to left in this first half across the radio dial for the Boomers, left to right in this first half. Out on the wing now. They will have it to Yoakum down to the corner. It is Walker with it. Up top, they'll go to Edmondson near the Hennessy logo. She'll work it back to Walker. Bristow trying to be a little patient early here as the Boomers bring out that zone. Yoakum is going to run over and hand it off to Edmondson. She'll run it back up around top. Gets a high screen there as Pfeiffer is on her. Edmondson down into the post now as Riley Moore. And then we got a double dribble turnover forced as Edmondson just ran into Riley Moore and double dribbled it, Dakota.
But you like to see, her to be at the right place at the right time.
Cut off that drive for sure. So 7:30 to go in the first quarter, just underway here. Boomers getting their first possession in the right corner. Riley Moore will get it. She'll cross court left wing to Edwards. Out top to Pfeiffer. That one gets batted initially there, it looked like, by Edmondson. Got to watch her in those passing lanes. Edwards recovers it though and goes left wing now to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer guarded by Walker, athlete on athlete. Now top to Treese. Treese with the dribble, tries to go to the right side, gets cut off by Edmondson, throws back to Pfeiffer on the left wing. She'll drive into the paint, kicks in the corner to Douglas Fisher. She'll pump. She'll drive, goes up top now to Treese on the right side. Right corner now to Edwards, who's guarded tightly there by Yoakum. Edwards feeds back up to Pfeiffer. Boomers reset offensively. Working around to Moore now on the left elbow. She's on the free throw line, trying to drive, getting some pressure. Loses the handle momentarily, goes up and under, puts up the layup, can't get that one to go. Rebound, knocked out of bounds, I believe they will say, by the Boomers. So unfortunate there. First shot of the game does not go down for Woodward and Riley Moore. Still 0-all here, 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Bristow comes back with it. Walker will have the slow dribble now up across the timeline. She'll go here on the left wing to Edmondson. Now the corner to Morgan. Morgan launches that 3 from there. That's no good. Rebound, though, offensively taken by Roebuck. And another shot all the way. That one no good. Almost another rebound, and it out of bounds, they will say there, for Bristow, and it's back to the Boomers.
The pressure, drawing them towards the baseline and making them throw it out of bounds. I like the pressure up top. Let's see if we can get something going offensively.
So back the other way, still 0-all here. Pfeiffer with on the left wing. for Woodward. Now she gets a high screen from Douglas Fisher. Tries to go into the left baseline. Can't get it there. Throws it down to Douglas Fisher. Up top to Treese. She'll tee up the three straight away and nails it. And the Boomers are on the board, and they take the lead, 3-0, 5:57 to go in the first quarter.
I like to see the confidence from Treese, getting that early three, putting the Boomers on top.
And that's something we've seen from her, in this run of the postseason, starting to be a lot more confident out there. Bristow the other way with it. Now a foul as Walker had it on the left wing, had dumped it down and got it back out from Yoakum. And she gets tagged by a Boomer.
And they're going to get Avery Edwards on that. Be the first team foul.
That it will be. So Bristow with the inbounds. As they'll get it into the left corner here to Morgan, out top to Edmondson. Swing it back on the right wing to Alexander. She'll bounce it to Yoakum. Now the left corner, Morgan again. Thought about the three, but Riley Moore was there for the closeout. Morgan drives up to the left wing, feeds back to Yoakum. Back to Morgan, a deep left wing three. That one rims out. Rebound taken up by Thesley Pfeiffer. The Boomers back the other way. Pfeiffer trying to get past Walker. Walker tips it away. It's stolen as Edmondson comes up with it. She'll throw it ahead to Walker now. Walker kicks out to Yoakum. Left wing for three. That one going to go finally. And just like that, Bristow on the board with Yoakum for the three assist there by Alexander. So 3-all now. 5:05 about to go, or excuse me, 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. The other way for the Boomers. Riley Moore on the right to Alexander will have the dribble. Around there, left wing to Edmondson. And now steal by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer the other way for the shot. Blip gets it to go down. Thesley Pfeiffer with the steal and the score. Easy one there for Thesley. Her first basket of the day. Boomers now lead 5-3. 4:30 here to go in the first quarter. Bristow with it. Left corner, Morgan will be guarded there by Treese. Goes up top to Yoakum. Swings over to Alexander on the right wing. Now back into the middle left corner. There to Edmondson. Edmondson with the dribble. Up top, feeds back out to Walker. Walker trying to size up maybe Edwards or Pfeiffer. Instead, she just pulls up as they back off of her for the long three. That's no good. As Douglas Fisher comes down with the board and is able to get it out to Edwards. Edwards' pass is tipped away, almost stolen. And instead, it's going to be a bucket there for Thesley Pfeiffer. And so another one for Thesley. She's got 4. Boomers lead 7-3 here. 3:45 to go in the first quarter over Bristow. Bristow with the possession, top the key. It is Alexander. She'll go on the left wing now to Edmondson. Edmondson trying to drive, gets cut off by Treese. Goes up top to Yoakum, who loses it momentarily, but collects it back. Yoakum on the right wing will hand off to Walker. Boomers have been able to slow down this Pirate attack a little bit. Now in the right corner, a three on the way from Yoakum. That's no good. Rebound, though, taken by Roebuck, and now her shot blocked and missed. And it's fought for, and they'll say out of bounds on the Boomers, unfortunately, as they couldn't corral it there. Was Jocelyn Treese trying to corral it. Inbound coming here for Bristow. Neath the left side, and pass swatted out of bounds by Thesley Pfeiffer, intended for Edmondson. So now Bristow changes positions a little bit with 3:18 to go in the first. Walker inbound from the left wing essentially, throws up top to Morgan. They go to Edmondson right side, back to Morgan, left corner now to Walker. She'll try to drive on Moore, gets by her, gets the block, and she's going to be fouled. Probably Douglas Fisher tried to step up Dakota, but Walker went to the floor, and that's going to be the foul.
Yep, just unfortunate positioning there by Fisher and too much body.
So Aston Alexander at the line for 2 free throws, the 1,000-point score as junior for the Pirates, looking for her first points. First free throw is good. 7-4 now, 3:11 to go here in the first quarter. Boomers lead. Walker, though, teeing up for her second free throw. That one just rims out. No good. Rebound taken by Riley Moore. She'll feed ahead to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer topped the key with it. As now she'll go free throw line to Edwards. Edwards bounces down to Moore. Moore lets go roll by her, puts up the layup, and that's going to go in. Good job there by the Boomers. Assist from Avery Edwards to Riley Moore on the bucket. Let Yoakum blow by her is who it was on the defense there for Bristow. Bristow back with it the other way. Now on the high right wing to Yoakum. She shakes Edwards. Drives, gets cut off, goes top to key to Edmondson. They'll swing it around out Alexander to the left corner. She'll back it out. Treese on her, high on the left wing. Now to Yoakum near the Hennessy Center's logo. As Yoakum will walk it over to the right wing, picks up the dribble, feeds Alexander up top again. Dakota Bristow just has not really had many answers yet for this Boomer zone.
No, they just haven't had many looks down low or at the top of the key. Woodward really doing a good job covering that perimeter, something we talked about they needed to do better.
Left wing, Alexander feeds down to Edmondson. Edmondson baseline, nice feed to Roebuck. Roebuck goes for the shot, but she is fouled. So it'll be Cheyenne Roebuck at the line for 2 free throws here for Bristow. And they'll get Thesley Pfeiffer for the first foul. For her first foul, I should say, team foul number 3 for the Boomers. So Roebuck at the line for Bristow. Boomers lead 9-4, 2:12 to go here in the first quarter. Roebuck's first free throw, good. She's on the board with the point. 9-5 now. Bristow trails by 4. Second free throw upcoming for Roebuck. That one up, and that one good as well. She makes both. 9-6. Boomers with the lead in possession. As right wing Edwards feeds Pfeiffer, who fed it to her. Pfeiffer with the leader there in the paint, can't get that one to go. Rebound taken by Yoakum. She'll feed ahead now to Walker, left side. Walker is going to take a dribble, tees up the 3. That one rims out, no good. Rebound taken by Edmondson. She'll put it back up and in on the second chance.
Edmondson, nowhere to be.
Bristow has pulled it to a 1-point lead for the Boomers, 9-8. Boomers the other way with it. Moore on the free throw line. She'll try to go up and under. Drives to the paint, off glass and in. Riley Moore with the aggressiveness there on the bucket. She's got 4 points.
That's what we need. We need to find someone that's going to be aggressive towards the basket.
11-8 now. Woodward on top. Minute 35-ish, or minute 30 to go now here in the first quarter. Left wing, Walker with it for Bristow, or right wing, I should say. She tries to throw it inside to Roebuck. Pass tipped around, it's batted, stolen. Boomers go back the other way. Douglas Fisher feeds up to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer lets a couple of girls blow by her. She gets the layup to go. And the Boomers on the board again, getting that steal and score. Pfeiffer now up to 6 points. Boomers lead 13-8 in this first quarter. Bristow back the other way. They go in the left corner to Edmondson. Edmondson on the left wing. Feeds back at the left corner to Morgan. Morgan up top to Edmondson now. She'll try to drive. Gets in the paint. Puts up the leader. And that one not going to be good. Rebound taken by Riley Moore. Boomers will push back. Moore feeds to Pfeiffer. Now to Therese on the wing. Back to Pfeiffer. Top of the key. Had some space. Thought about 3 drives. She'll kick out, though, to Edwards on the left side. Edwards feeds over to Pfeiffer in the left corner. She'll drive baseline after the pump fake. The little leader there from the left side will go for Thesley Pfeiffer. 8 points now for Thesley. She's rolling in this first quarter. Boomers lead 15-8. 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Bristow back on the right wing with it. Walker into the corner to Yoakum. Guarded tightly there by Edwards. Yoakum has to back it out up top to Edmondson. 20 seconds now to go in the quarter. Left corner, Morgan with it. She'll try to feed it back over to Edmondson, and they'll say it's out of bounds off of Morgan. Good defense there by the Boomers.
And you got a substitution here for...
As Roebuck will come out, and that's Tinley Roberts into the ball game for Bristow.
Number 22, the only freshman on the team.
Right. Top of the key now. Boomers with it. 7 seconds to go in the corner. They go right corner to Therese. Right wing. She tries to feed to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer with 2 seconds puts up the shot. That's no good. Rebound going to be taken by nobody as it got rolled around there. And that's how we end the first quarter. Woodward will lead 15-8 here in Hennessy over Bristow. We'll step aside for a break. You're listening to Road to the Big House Boomer Basketball on Z92 and Boomer TV.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest levels of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 online and mobile banking access, Bank 7 has you covered. Learn more at bank7.com. At Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC.
Tyler Riggs with you as we get ready to start the second quarter here at Hillside between the Boomers and the Bristow Lady Pirates. Woodward leads 15-8 after that first quarter. Dakota Thesley Pfeiffer already with 8 for the Boomers. Jocelyn Therese has the 3. Riley Moore with 4 points as well. That's the scoring there for Bristow. Just 8 points, and leading them right now is Avi Yoakum, I believe, with the 3. That
Tyler, I got some good news.
Yes.
Talking about Thesley Pfeiffer, it's her birthday today.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Thesley. So we're going to play with that extra intensity.
Yeah, we need a birthday win.
There you go. She might be pushed for that. Do want to mention, of course, as well going on Woodward. I didn't get to mention the pregame, but the Northwest Regional Powerlifting meet going on there at the Woodward Event Center. So that's today and tomorrow. Go check that out. Always a good time as that was set up and run there by Coach Rick Luchin. So he's got everything set up, and they worked really hard out there at the event center. They had the premium live auction, of course, Tuesday that we were at, and that was a great time, record-setting premium auction there again. So from a lot of the surrounding areas and counties had kids well represented from all over that. And not sure what the delay here is. We've got a score table issue. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Oh no, but they put
they've got everything reset back, so maybe had a scoreboard issue because everything's set back to zeros on the board. So now they've got to fix that, I think. So an issue here in Hennessy. Dakota, as me and Kate Kennedy left the big house last night after the Ceiling girls game, the scoreboard broke up there too in the big house.
Well, these scoreboards are very expensive, I will say that.
They had to have the PA announcer at the big house yesterday announce the score after each basket and say who was in the lead there for the rest of the night. They got it fixed going into this morning. So it was just kind of a wild scenario. I'm not going to lie, folks, I'm glad I didn't have to broadcast. That would have been tough as a broadcaster, trying to keep up with everything. So when you can't, don't know quite who the foul on and things of that nature. So they're getting it fixed here in Hennessy at the moment with that scoreboard issue. Slowly but surely getting everything essentially plugged back in. Had to just simply reset. But Dakota, looking at some of these stats from the first quarter, other than the leading scores, big discrepancy early here. Woodward 7-11 from the field, 1 of 1 from deep. Have not been to the free throw line yet. For Hennessy, just 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. Although they do have 3 free throws, 3 or 4 there from the line. Turnover-wise, 4-1 in that first quarter. Bristow has 4, Boomers just 1.
It looks like we finally got our...
They just basically plugged everything back in is what they had to do. So, and I think they're just about there.
No, but back to your point, Tyler, Woodward really catching a good little glimpse of the Bristow Pirates here, as they did get a good little lead here.
They did. It was that pressure. Those 4 turnovers in that first quarter, you're on pace to force about 16, which, is, if you're not turning the ball over yourself like Woodward has not done so far in that first quarter, that's a good sign, right? You force that, near 20 turnover mark. It's usually pretty good as a team, as long as you're not committing yourself. So, with all that said, we are getting ready to get back to action as they have figured out all the issues. And it will be Woodward starting with the ball in the second quarter. Jocelyn Treese went down to Avery Edwards. Now she'll throw it to Moore, and a foul there as Moore headed at the free throw line. And so got tagged a bit for the foul. And that's going to be Tinley Roberts, her first. And so it's going to be the first for Bristow as well in the half. Boomers with the inbounds here. As on the shot off the inbound, Pfeiffer, she can't get the go. Rebound, though, fought for as Riley Moore takes it. She'll extend the possession for the Boomers. And they'll work around up top to Pfeiffer again. Pfeiffer will drive, go free throw line for the jumper. That one strong, no good. Moore, though, with another rebound. Got tipped out, back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer left side, up and in.
Wow, she's got 10.
So 2 misses for Thesley, but finally got one to go down. Riley Moore with the dime, and as you mentioned, Dakota, Thesley with 10 points now. Boomers lead 17-8, 7:26 to go in the quarter. Or in the half, I should say. Bristow with it the other way. Morgan left side, goes on the elbow to Edmondson. She tries to throw it back out up top, stolen away by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer the other way for the layup. Yoakum can't get to her, and that's a bucket for the Boomers in a timeout taken by Bristow.
And the birthday girl is putting on a show.
That she is, already with 12 points in this one of the Boomer 19. And it is a timeout for Bristow with 7:13 to go in the half. We'll keep it right here, just a 30 for Coach Morgan. But Dakota, that pressure, it's there. Thesley on the birthday girl, she's playing like it. She's playing stronger.
It's kind of surprising that she already has up to 12 points.
Is it, though? Come on. We've seen this all season.
In the first
she's
quarter.
She's a 1,500-point scorer.
She is, but, just to jump out in an area game, that's crazy.
Well, we see it, though. We've seen it all season long. We saw it last year have her biggest performances, like we talked about in the pregame, in the big moments. As out of the timeout, Bristow will have it. On the inbounds will be Walker taking up the court. across the half-court line. Top key guarded by Pfeiffer. She'll go on the left side there to Roberts. Roberts will have to pick up her dribble, feed over to Yoakum on the wing. Yoakum tries to drive. She gets cut off, but finds Alexander in the corner. She's trapped up now. Goes back to Yoakum. Right baseline for the jumper, and it's no good, but they're going to say a foul on Avery Edwards, so Yoakum will go to the line for 2 free throws. With 6:50 to go here in the half. Yoakum now, a couple of free throws for Bristol, a couple dribbles, dips, shoots, and makes the first one. She's got 4 points in this one for the Pirates. Right now actually leading them with those 4 points. Had that 3 in the first quarter. Second free throw for Yoakum. That one going to be short. Rebound fought for, and it's taken by Edmondson. An offensive board there for Bristow as I work around. Inside now, Yoakum tries to get up the shot. It's no good. Now it's around and loose. And who's got the board? Somehow Yoakum able to come up with it again. Still can't get the shot to go. She blew it. And Riley Moore comes up with the board. Now the other way to Pfeiffer ahead in transition. And Pfeiffer, an easy layup there. Nice job by the Boomers to work the ladder, so to speak, again.
She's got 14.
14 for Pfeiffer, goodness. 21-9, Boomers lead here, 6:20 to go in the first half. Bristow the other way, left elbow Edmondson with it. She gets cut off, kick out, Morgan at right corner for 3, that goes. Had some pressure there with Douglas Fisher on her, it did not matter. Edmondson with the assist. Bristow cuts it back to 9, Boomers the other way, left wing Pfeiffer, she'll drive, leans in on the left side, can't get the shot to go, but she gets knocked to the floor. And stepping up defensively on her there was Tinley Roberts. It's going to be her second foul. Thesley Pfeiffer will go to the line for 2 free throws. As at the line, Pfeiffer dip shoots the first free throw. That's good. She's now got 15 in this one. Boomers lead by 10 again, 22-12, 6 minutes to go in the half. Pfeiffer the second free throw. That's good as well. She's got 16 now. It's Bristow back the other way with it. As the slow dribble, Walker bring it up the court. Bristow has not been able to play at the pace they are accustomed to. Top of the key, they're working around, left side, get it back to Alexander. I keep calling Walker for some reason. Alexander down inside, goes down to Roberts. Roberts' shot won't go. She'll get it to Morgan. Morgan with the second chance. She is going to be fouled. And it'll be Abby Morgan going to the line for 2 free throws there for Bristow. That foul going to be on Riley Moore, her first. And the 15th foul for the Boomers.
Looks like we're going to have a sub come in for the Pirates.
First free throw for Morgan is good. And that's Roebuck back into the ball game. She'll take out Tinley Roberts with those 2 fouls. Second free throw upcoming for Morgan. That one no good. Rebound going to be taken by Treese on the backside. And the Boomers will push the other way. Now the left wing, Pfeiffer with it. She'll drive, kick out to Moore. Top the key for 3. That one rimmed down, no good. Rebound taken by Edmondson for the Lady Pirates. Now down in transition. Edmond, nobody picked her up. She'll get in for the layup. Can't get to go. And a rebound and a foul. As Moore got the rebound, she was fouled on the backside of that rebound by Edmondson. Riley Moore, Dakota, coming to play defensively in this one.
Yeah, she really has. And she only has 4 points in the game, but, man, she's sure showing a strong defense.
I've got her for 6 boards early. Boomers the other way. Turnover as Avery Edwards tries to get it inside there. That one taken by Bristow. Now on the left wing. A 3 on the way, and that's good from Yoakum. So back the other way. Yoakum with the 3. Makes it 23-15. Boomers trying to take it back. And again, trying to pass it into the paint. That one tipped and stolen. They were intending to try to get to Douglas Fisher. As Alexander comes up with it for Bristow. Now top of the key, she will get fouled by Thesley Pfeiffer. They must have called that shot by Yoakum, actually 2. They've only gone for 15, so.
But a timeout here, I believe.
Timeout after the foul from Thesley Pfeiffer. So with 4:49 to go in the half, Boomers lead 23-15. We'll go ahead and step aside on the break with them. Listening to Boomer Basketball, Road to the Big House here on C92.
Hundreds of Oklahoma teenagers have no family, few options, and often nowhere to turn. But older kids need foster and adoptive families too. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services has hundreds of teenagers waiting, hoping that you'll decide to make a difference in their life. Call the Oklahoma Department of Human Services and become a foster or adoptive parent. You will forever change a child's life and your own.
You've made a big difference in my life. Thank you.
basketball here on Z92 and Boomer TV. Dakota White and Tyler Riggs with you at Hennessy's. The Boomers lead 23-15 here in the second quarter. Out of the timeout, Hennessy's going to have it, and working on the left side there is going to be Edmondson. She'll drive, be able to get the shot and get it to go down. Bristow cuts it to 23-17 now. Boomers the other way with it. Left wing Avery Edwards. She'll try and throw inside to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer got all the way back on the left block. Puts up the shot. Double team. Could get to go. Rebound fought for. Taken by Roebuck there for Bristow. She'll feed ahead now to Alexander. Alexander into the paint. Kicks out top the key. Edmondson for three. That one no good. Rebound tipped around, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, it looks like, by Roebuck after the missed three. So the Boomers get it back. Douglas Fisher fighting with Roebuck underneath for the board. As it being batted by Jocelyn Treese. She'll feed it to Moore. Moore back to Treese. Top the key now. Treese with it. 4 minutes to go here in the half. Boomers lead 23-17. They work at baseline. Riley Moore, she'll take the jumper there, and that's good. The assist from Jocelyn Treese. Riley just found herself open, Dakota, and used the space.
Up to 8?
I got her from 6. Yeah, 6. Okay. 25-17. Boomers with the lead. Top to key, Bristow with it. The work to Edmondson, free throw line down to Roebuck. Nice move by Roebuck to let Moore blow by her. She'll put up the shot and get it to go from the block. She's got 4. Boomers back with it, leading 25-19. Top to key to Pfeiffer. Left wing down to Edwards. Left elbow to Douglas Fisher. Tries to find Treese. That one just thrown out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Boomers, as the pass was too strong for Fisher to Treese. So Bristow gets it back. They have made a claw back into this one on a 10-4 run here in the last 3 minutes. As Alexander will take it up the court. She'll go left wing to Yoakum. Top key now to Edmondson. Out to Walker. Got that screen left side. She'll take the deep three. That one is going to rattle around and in. And Alexander hits her first field goal of the game.
The 3 points are starting to hit.
25-22. Boomers back the other way with the lead. Dump inside to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer can't get the shot to go from the right side. And she's going to get her own rebound. Find Riley Moore for the jumper. That's no good. Rebound going to be tipped out of bounds. No, saved by Edwards. But Edwards throws it at the backboard. The Boomers come up with it somehow. As I believe that was Treese that wound up with it there. And now the Boomers inside as Douglas Fisher is going to get fouled trying to go for the shot. And she will go to the line for 2 free throws for the Boomers. See who they got the foul there on. That's going to be on Edmondson, her second. And Riley Douglas Fisher at the line for 2 free throws. Has yet to score in this one. And is trying to make that. And she does on the first free throw. It's 26-22 now. Boomers in the lead. 2:36 to go here in the half. Second free throw, that's no good from Douglas Fisher. Edmondson comes down with the rebound. And back the other way comes the Bristow Lady Pirates. Top the key, Edmondson with it. They'll swing it around now in the corner to Alexander. She'll back it out high left wing. She dumps the free throw line to Edmondson. She'll kick out to Yoakum. Yoakum thought about the 3 instead. Feeds up to Alexander. Alexander again on the left wing. She's going to lose the dribble. Treese going to come up with it momentarily. Now she's on the ground, needs help, and finds Riley Moore. The Boomers will go back the other way. Now down to Pfeiffer in transition for the layup, and good on the right side.
Pfeiffer's up to 18 now.
That she is. Thesley working hard here, as well as the rest of the Boomers. 28-22, Boomers back up by 6. Minute 50 to go in the half. Bristow with it though. Top key, Alexander will get it. Feeds back over to Yoakum left wing. Yoakum with the slow dribble. Guarded by Thesley Pfeiffer, top the key. Now Yoakum trying to attack left side. Steps back, takes the 3. That's short. Rebound going to come to her though, as nobody was able to corral it for the Boomers. And Yoakum will reset up to Alexander. Now goes to Edmondson right wing. She'll pump, she'll drive, gets it to the paint, puts up the floater there. That's no good, but Roebuck with the rebound. And she'll feed over to Alexander, who drives around everybody. Her shot won't go. And finally, rebound taken by the Boomers and Riley Moore. Minute 14 to go in the half. Boomers with it. Top of the key, Treese. She'll go left wing to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer guarded tightly there by Morgan. Now Pfeiffer goes drive, feeds to Moore in the paint. Nice dish down to Douglas Fisher, who's open on the backside, left block, and that's good.
Beautiful.
Great ball movement by the Boomers. And it's 30-22 now. Woodward leads with under a minute to go now. 50 seconds here in the half. Top of the key, Alexander will have it. She'll go left wing to Yoakum. To Morgan, back to Yoakum. She's going to step up, tee up the 3 from the left side. That's an air ball. It's no good. Out of bounds. And Yoakum's like, hey, what's going on here? I usually make those type of shots. just not falling as 3 of 10 right now from three-point land is Bristow.
Wow.
Boomers back the other way. High left wing, Pfeiffer with it. 30 seconds to go in the half, and tries to throw a pass over there. It's knocked out of bounds. So we'll stay with the Boomers. 29 seconds to go now in the half. Edwards going to inbound in front of the Bristow bench from the far side. She'll get into Treese. Treese on the top of the key, guarded by Alexander. Finds Edwards. No, it's poked away and stolen from behind. Morgan got a piece of it. They'll throw ahead to Alexander. Alexander for the layup. Gets it to go down. Off the assist there from Roebuck. So 30-24. Boomers back with it. 13 seconds to go in the half. Edwards will have a high right wing. 9 seconds. She picks up the dribble. Needs help. Tries to go to Treese. 7 seconds. Treese able to get it, but save it and throw it to Roebuck as Treese was falling out of bounds. Now the other way. Alexander, a deep heave, and that's no good. And that's how we end the half. 30-24. Woodward will take a 6-point lead into the break, and we'll step aside, come back with the Dairy Queen halftime show. You're listening to Road to the Big House, Boomer Basketball here on Z92 and Boomer TV.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. Craving a classy patty? Well, there's one place that can satisfy your hunger with 100% beef and a price you can't beat. Get your DQ fix today. The corner of 13th and Main, the home of Woodward's very own Dairy Queen, with drive-through, curbside delivery, or call-in orders available. All great ways to get your DQ fix today. Check out the Facebook page for updated specials and call 580-256-2397 to place an order. Open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 9 and 10 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Call 580-256-2397 to get your DQ fix today.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Dairy Queen halftime show. Woodward on top, 30-24 in this area consolation game, and Woodward trying to survive and advance. Tennessee trying to do the same. The winner will move on to tomorrow's 1:30 game to again face another elimination situation, if you will. Let's look at these halftime stats here for both teams. Starting out with Woodward, as Coda mentioned, the birthday girl Thesley Pfeiffer. She's got 18 in the first half, 2 of 2. From the free throw line, 8 of 14 from the field, Dakota, and a lot of that coming off those steals and scores for Woodward. And then as well, 6 points for Riley Moore. She's been nice and aggressive here in the first half. I've got her for 8 rebounds as well, so nearing potential double-double territory for Riley Moore already. And then for the Boomers as well, Jocelyn Treese, Bradley Douglas Fisher with 3 apiece. For Bristow, things a bit more spread out. Ava Yoakum, Assen Alexander with 6. Both of those girls with 6, and then 4 apiece for Cheyenne Roebuck, Shaylin Edmondson, and Abby Morgan there for Bristow. Shooting-wise from the field, quickly here, Woodward 13 of 23 from the field, that's 56%. Bristow just 8 of 26 from the field, 3-11 from deep for Bristow. The Boomers just 1 of 2 on their three-pointers. Bristow 5 of 8 from the free throw line, and Woodward 3 of 4 from the line. There's those first half stats. Coda, what was your reaction to that first half there for the Boomers?
You know, it was a good first half, Tyler, but it doesn't seem like this is what the score should be. I feel like Woodward should be out a little bit more in front, but hey, those 3-pointers that the Pirates started firing at us, they started to go down. Other than that, hey, they played a good first half. They're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, they did play a pretty good first half. We updated the turnover situation that first half after the first quarter, as Bristow was 4-1. Bristow had more turnovers than the Boomers there. At the break, it's now 6-6 in turnovers, so that's evened up a little bit. But again, Woodward has taken advantage of some of those shots. We saw that good ball movement as well. Team assist-wise, Woodward already sitting at 9 team assists, Dakota, and they've done a good job to spread that around.
And it's a good thing when you're getting the offensive board, the defensive boards, and you're trying to get those second chance points, and that's something that the Boomers have really done good in the paint, and they're going to have to continue to do it. As you already see, they are already making their way back out on the court, trying to get those shots up and in. Other than that, hey, the birthday girl, she's having herself a night.
That she is, Leslie, with those 18 points already. Dakota mentioned it there. Woodward not spending a ton of time here in the locker room. Bristow still meeting up there, discussing some changes for themselves. With that, we'll step aside for a break here in the Dairy Queen halftime show. On the other side, we'll talk about some keys to the second half for the Boomers to try to seal the deal here in the areas at Hennessy. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest levels of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 online and mobile banking access, Bank 7 has you covered. Learn more at bank7.com. At Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC.
Are you searching for that perfect special attire? Look no further. The Top Cat Formal Wear and Accessories at 808 Main Street in Woodward. Top Cat has a beautiful line of bridal, special occasion, and prom dresses to choose from. With no two dresses alike, you'll always get that special look. They guarantee the perfect fit for tuxedos at no extra cost and carry menswear for all your needs. Visit TopCatFormal.com or call 580-256-2888 to book your appointment now. Store hours are 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and by appointment only on Saturday. Top Cat also offers layaway. Let Top Cat help you shine on your special day.
Attention Expo Farm Expo exhibitors, booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Home and Agribusiness Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Now in our 39th year, this show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space and will host an extensive variety of agriculture products and farm equipment. Also, home improvement ideas, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, lawn and garden, new and used automobiles, plus arts and crafts and great food vendors. Thousands annually rely on Expo Farm Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show of this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Don't miss out. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest spring home and farm show and be part of Expo Farm Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
To Boomer Basketball here on Z92 Boomer TV as well. Road to the Big House action. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as we get ready to start the second half between the Woodward Boomers, the Bristow Lady Pirates. Woodward on top 30-24 in this 4A area game, this area consolation game. The winner, Dakota, we talked about, moves on to play at 1:30 tomorrow between these two teams right back here in Hennessy. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Elgin and Classen, the SAS, 2 really fantastic teams there in the 4A girls side of things. Of course, you get to area at this point. Every team's pretty good. You got to be pretty good to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just get here for no reason. You got right. But Woodward, they had to fight their way through the losers bracket. And that was pretty big.
They did. With that though, let's talk about some keys to the second half. We'll talk about them a little bit there before the break. I think it's pretty simple to go. Keep that pressure up. Keep the fit to the three-point line well, it seems like. They should be able to walk out here with the victory today.
Yeah, and keep feeding Thessaly the ball. I mean, she's done a good enough job as it is, getting 18 in the first half. If you can keep on doing that. You got a good shot at coming out here with a victory. But, hey, our girls have done an extremely good job, like you said, defending. And, trying to get those steals. Avery Edwards and Thessaly Pfeiffer been working pretty good during the postseason, getting some steals and getting the Boomers a good defense.
Yeah, and I was really impressed with the job Woodward was able to do on Addison Alexander, folks. She's an explosive scorer and finished the half with 6 points, and really she only had 1 point up until about the final couple of minutes there of the first half. So for Woodward to do that, that's kind of a good sign of that strong defense. The problem is for Woodward, I think you said a second ago, the lead could probably be bigger, right? I mean, they did kind of let Bristow get some of those shots in there, let them close the gap. So if you're Woodward, you got to know, okay, you did well on Alexander, but you got to make sure you're stopping the auxiliary scores as well. The Ava Yokums of the world, she's also got 6 points. And any one of those girls that step out could hit. We talked about Shaylin Edmondson as well as Abby Morgan, also threats from the perimeter and just about anywhere on the floor. With that, you've been listening to the Dairy Queen halftime show as we are ready to get the second half underway. Both teams have returned to their benches and are getting their final huddle, if you will, before we start the second half. Woodward did not sub anybody out of that first half. Dakota stayed with that.
I was gonna say something. We have yet to see a lineup change for the Boomers.
And for Bristow, really only one big substitution. So interesting there. As it'll be Bristow getting the first possession of the second half. They're going left to right now in front of us. Woodward going to right to left. Bristow work around into the far left corner to Morgan. Back out up top to Yoakum. Yoakum goes back to Morgan. Deep left corner three there. That one's strong, no good. Roebuck, though, on the backside, gets a rebound, puts it up and in. And that's good there for Bristow. That's one thing, Dakota. Bristow got beat up on the boards against Bethany, and that really affected him. And now travel here the other way for the Boomers. Leslie Pfeiffer unfortunately got stopped up there, and it's a turnover for Woodward. So 30-26, Boomers on top. We're just underway here in the third quarter. 3:30 to go. Top of the key, it's Walker with it. They'll work it down now to Edmondson, who cut backside, tries to go for the layup underneath basket, no good. Gets her rebound. She's going to be fouled there by Riley Moore, who was on the defense. So Shaylin Edmondson to the line now for 2 free throws, and Moore going to pick up her second foul. That'll be the first foul for either team here in the second half. Edmondson's first free throw, that's up. They'll roll around and go in. And if my stat line is correct, Dakota, she's got 5 boards, 5 points, and 5 assists.
Wow, already?
Spreading it out a little bit, yeah. Second free throw for Edmondson, that's good. She's got 6, and it's cut to 2 now. Woodward on top, 30-28. 7:20 to go here in the third quarter. Top of the key, Pfeiffer with it. Picks up her dribble, finds Douglas Fisher at the free throw line. Her pass tipped, almost stolen. Trees comes up with it on the far right. Wait. Trees trying to drive, gets double teamed, gets cut off a little bit, trying to find somebody, finds it open. Riley Moore, power dribble for the layup, and good from the right side. Good job by Riley Moore to cut there. She's got 8 points, 8 boards. The Boomers lead now 32-28. Back the other way goes Bristow. As Morgan with it, she'll go left wing to Alexander. Alexander getting a screen from Morgan, waves it off, and she'll feed to Yoakum up top. Yoakum right wing with it. Gets cut off, tries to feed inside to Roebuck. Gets there, goes for the layup, does Roebuck. Shot no good, but she's going to be fouled by Riley Moore. Roebuck had got the position on her. It'll be Roebuck, Cheyenne Roebuck to the line for 2 free throws for Bristow. Moore going to pick up her third foul now, unfortunately. Second team foul for the Boomers here in the quarter. First free throw for Roebuck, that's no good. So it remains 32-28, 6:39 to go here in the third quarter. Woodward on top, Roebuck teeing up for the second free throw. That one's short as well. She missed both. Rebound taken by Riley Moore, I believe. Yes, and she got knocked to the floor as she took the rebound. And we'll see who they got that foul on. That's going to be on Yoakum. It's going to be her first, team first, and the Boomers get it back. 32-28, 6:35 to go in the third quarter. Avery Edwards top the key. She'll feed over to Pfeiffer, but that's bad and stolen by Alexander the other way for the layup and gets it to go down.
Bristow coming out with some heat.
They are coming with that effort. We knew they would stick around, and they have. 32-30, Boomers on top, back the other way. Pfeiffer tries to get a pass inside. That's tipped, but taken by Moore on the block. Moore's pass, though, stolen on the baseline, trying to get it to Douglas Fisher. As now transition, Alexander gets into the paint. She gets it through a double team, puts up the layup from the right side and in. and Allison Alexander starting to heat up. It's 32 all here. Bristow crowd getting into it. Boomers the other way, top the key. Pfeiffer goes right wing to Treese, right corner, I should say. Now down to Douglas Fisher on the block. Douglas Fisher, a power dribble, puts it up over Roebuck and in. It's a great job there by Briley. She's got 5. Boomers retake the lead, 34-32, with 5:38 to go in the third. Top the key. Allison Alexander with it for Bristow. She'll go free throw line to Edmondson. Edmondson guarded by Moore. Bounces down to Yoakum. Kick out Morgan, left corner for 3. That one no good. Flying for the board is Douglas Fisher, and she's going to be fouled on that rebound. And they will get on that one. Looks like, oh, okay, they got Yoakum. I was trying to see. So Yoakum's going to pick up her second from Bristow. Second team foul for the Lady Pirates. Boomers getting back, leading by 2. Pfeiffer top the key with it. Picks up her dribble, finds a cutting Avery Edwards. Edwards from the left side gets it to go off the glass and in. Nice feed there from Pfeiffer. Edwards with her first basket of the day. Boomers lead 36-32. Bristow back with it. Left wing Morgan has it. She'll go top the key to Yoakum. Yoakum can be guarded by Thesley, and now throws the pass over the right corner to Alexander, and that's out of bounds. It's going to be back to the Boomers. So just a mistake there from Bristow. 4:53 now to go in the third. Boomers with the 4-point lead, 36-32. Now we got a timeout, it looks like, taken by Coach Lacey Moore for the Boomers. So we'll go ahead and step aside with them. Boomers up 36-32, 4:49 to go in the third. You're listening to Road to the Big House and Boomer Basketball here on Z92.
Parents, do you want your team to be a safe driver? Enroll them today in Oklahoma's free online Work Zone Safe course for teen drivers at www.workzonesafe.com. Your team will learn to be a safe driver in a work zone and be eligible to win scholarships, sports tickets, and more. Visit www.workzonesafe.com to learn more and enroll your team today. WorkZoneSafe.com.
Bristow Lady Pirates 36-32, 4:49 to go in the third quarter in this Class 4A area consolation game. Winner moves on, plays at 1:30 tomorrow against the winner of Elgin and Classen SAS. That game will take place at 6 o'clock tonight here in Hennessy. Out of the timeout, Woodward will have the possession as it will be Avery Edwards feeding it to Thesley Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer top the key. She's got 18 points in this one. Now screen set by Moore for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer can't quite get around it, guarded by Alexander. Pfeiffer tries to feed left wing to Edwards. Gets there, Edwards gets cut off just below the three-point line. She'll feed back to Pfeiffer behind her. Pfeiffer on that left side trying to drive, finds Douglas Fisher. Fisher with the power dribble to the paint, gets it up and in. Off the glass, Briley, Douglas Fisher, another strong basket. She's got 7.
Powering her way up into the paint, making it look easy.
Throwing a couple elbows, man.
Oh, yeah, got to.
Bristow the away drive and a kick out by Alexander. Left corner for 3. Morgan finally gets one to go down.
And Tyler, that's what's keeping Bristow in this one, the 3-point shot.
And they haven't shot well, but they've made enough of them. Boomers the other way in the right corner. Moore with it. She tries to throw it back out up top, and that's nowhere near Thesley Pfeiffer, and that's out of bounds. A turnover back to Bristow.
And if you're Coach Moore, you know, you're scratching your head and you're saying, hey, where are we going with that?
Yeah, well, and we talked about not committing those kind of free turnovers, if you will, for Woodward.
And it's something that you need to do. They need to communicate, Tyler.
Yep, communication always a big deal for sure. Inbound here for Bristow. Top the key, Alexander with it. She'll go left wing to Yoakum. Now top the key to Edmondson. Back to Alexander. Into the left corner of Morgan. Morgan fires past to Yoakum. Yoakum took an absolute bump from Riley Moore. And Riley got away with that one. That was a foul all the way. Instead, it'll be out of bounds off the Boomers, they'll say, and stay with the Pirates. So it'll be inbounding here for Alexander beneath the left block. Counts on. She finds Edmondson underneath the basket, though, for the layup, and good.
Cutting it to a 1-point ball game.
38-37, Woodward on top with it. Third quarter here. Top the key, Pfeiffer. She goes to the right wing, still with it, drives. Kicks back out to Treese behind her in the right corner for 3, and nailed it.
That was a beautiful play
Beautiful dish by Thesley. Great shot from Jocelyn. She's got 6, both off 2 threes. The Boomers now on top, 41-37, 3:14 to go in the quarter. And then the answer the other way, Alexander into the left corner for Morgan. And Morgan drains it. She's hit back-to-back shots.
Wow.
Back-to-back threes, I should say. 10 points for her. And once again, 41-40. Boomers the other way. Pfeiffer into the paint. The leader, that's a tough one, and it will go. Thesley with 20 now on this one. 43-40. Boomers on top. Bristow with the possession. 2:45 to go in the third. They throw it inside to Roebuck. Roebuck got her by Riley Moore. Pass tipped there by Edwards. Edwards going to come up with the steal for the Boomers. She'll feed over to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer on the right side tries to, or the left side, excuse me, tries to drive. Can't get the first shot to go. Puts up the second shot after getting her own rebound, and she'll be fouled. And Thesley Pfeiffer going to head to the line with 2:33 to go in the third. Boomers lead 43-40, and they're going to get Cheyenne Roebuck for her first foul, and it'll be the team third foul for Bristow. First free throw for Pfeiffer. That one's good. Gotta say, I gotta shout out the Boomer faithful. I know Bristow's further away, so this might be a little unfair, but the Boomers traveled well here for this 130 game.
They always do.
Second free throw for Pfeiffer. That's no good. Rebound taken by Roebuck. Bristow back the other way. Right wing, Alexander with it. Guarded tightly by Edwards. She has a kick out far left wing to Morgan. Now in the corner to Yoakum, left side. Yoakum dribbles around, goes up top to Edmondson. Edmondson, she'll take it into the paint, gets by Pfeiffer, goes for the layup, and gets it to go down. Edmondson with 10 now. And Bristow keeps hanging around, finding answers. 44-42, Boomers on top. Here with 2:05 to go in the third quarter. Top the key, Edwards with it. Or Pfeiffer, excuse me. She got a screen from Morris. She'll try to drive, and a jump ball forced there by Bristow as Pfeiffer ran into double team. Possession arrow will keep it with Woodward exactly 2 minutes to go here in the third.
I was going to add that Bristow does have 3 players that are in double digits.
That they do. We talked about them sharing as a team. And on the inbounds, it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Moore was trying to find somebody on the block there, and it got essentially kicked out by Bristow. We'll get a re-inbound here for Moore beneath the right block. She'll throw top the key to Edwards. Now to Pfeiffer, free throw line. Back to Moore. Moore patient. Lets Morgan go by her. Puts up the layup, and good. Riley Moore having a heck of a game here early.
She's up to 10 points.
10 points for her. I got her for 9 boards, so she's near a double-double. Back the other way for Bristow. 46-42, Boomers on top. Alexander in that left corner again to Morgan. She can't get the 3 to go. Roebuck, the second chance. That will go up and in. Roebuck has 8 herself. 46-44. Back and forth we go. Boomers on top. Minute 28 to go in the third. Down low to Douglas Fisher. Up top. Trees for 3. That one going to be no good. Rebound taken by Yoakum for Bristow. And she'll be fouled there by Riley Moore. And after the missed 3.
Tyler, we are seeing our first substitution of the ball game for Woodward. Chloe Clements will check in for Riley Moore.
And Moore has 4 fouls, so she'll check out, as you mentioned. And Chloe Clements in. So Bristow back the other way with it, trailing 46-44. Minute 15 to go in the third. Alexander will have it on left side. Dishes over to Morgan in the corner. She picks up her dribble on the left wing, feeds back to Alexander beside her. Alexander goes at the paint to Edmondson. She's nearly triple team. Edmondson drives, kicks out at the last moment to Morgan in the left corner. Now top to Alexander. She's cut off there by Clements. Over left wing to Morgan. Morgan tries to throw it down low to Edmondson on the drive. Gets stolen by Douglas Fisher. And Douglas Fisher going to be fouled there pretty hard by Morgan. And that's going to be the 14th foul on Bristow. And Morgan will pick up her first foul. The Boomers will have the possession. 52 seconds to go now here in the third. Chloe Clements will bring it up the court for the Boomers. She's got to top the key. Now feeds Douglas Fisher. She'll turn, just drive at the paint. Can't get the shot to go, though. And the rebound going to be saved there by Edmondson. And Bristow gets it back with 36 seconds to go in the third. Top the key. Alexander, a crossover dribble on Clements. Feeds in the left corner to Morgan. Morgan up top to Edmondson now. Edmondson trying to drive. Gets cut off on the right side again there by Clements. To Yoakum, back to Edmondson, left wing to Morgan, tees up the deep 3 there, closeout coming, shots no good, rebound fought for, and we're going to have a jump ball possession arrow. It's going to keep it with Bristow.
And I think for Bristow, Tyler, you're starting to get quite a bit of momentum.
They are. Woodward trying to stop it. Inbound coming here for Bristow with 18 seconds to go. Alexander throws it into the paint to Edmondson, and that shot is good.
All tied up, 46 apiece with just 10 seconds to go in third.
Boomers the other way. Clements top the key with it. She'll bounce it over right wing to Treese. Treese looking, guarded by Morgan. 3 seconds. Throws the Pfeiffer, right baseline jumper. That's going to be no good. And that's how we end the third quarter, as it's going to be 46-all going into the fourth. Who's going to survive and advance? We'll go ahead and step aside. You're listening to Boomer Basketball here on Z92 and Boomer TV.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last, like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest levels of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 online and mobile banking access, Bank 7 has you covered. Learn more at bank7.com. At Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC.
Into the fourth quarter between the Woodward and the Bristow Lady Pirates in this area consolation game. 46-all as we begin the fourth, and Woodward will have the first possession. As the inbounds will go to Chloe Clements. Woodward trying to work around now. Douglas Fisher, that pass can be bad and stolen. Edmondson came up with it. They feed it ahead. Walker will back it out now for Bristow. Top of key, she'll have it. Just underway here in the fourth quarter, all tied up. Now they throw it down to Edmondson on the block. She kicks it back out to Morgan. Left wing, tees up the three. That's good. Abby Morgan with 13, and Bristow takes their first lead in a while. 49 to 46. That was good. Boomers back the other way with it. Top the key to Treese, right wing to Clements. That pass batted out of bounds by Morgan, though, at Bristow into the Boomer bench. And they'll keep the possession. Jocelyn Treese will throw it in for Woodward, and further Woodward's bench. Goes to Chloe Clements, high right wing. Back to Treese, guarded tightly by Morgan. Now down to Pfeiffer on the baseline. Pfeiffer pumps, she'll drive, puts up the leader, and gets it to go down. Desley with 23 in this one now. The Woodward 48, though the Boomers trail 49-48. Bristow will have the possession. Top the key, Alexander gets a high screen from Edmondson. She'll drive it to the paint, tries to put the layup, and they'll say she's fouled there on the left block.
We're going to get, I believe, 14, Treese.
They will, and that's her first. And it'll be Addison Alexander to the line for 2 free throws, trying to extend Bristow's lead. She'll dip, shoot the first one. That one, nothing but net.
And Treese was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
That she was. She tried to step up, but like I said, Alexander was just kind of on her already. Second free throw for Alexander is good. She's got 12, and Bristow now leads 51-48. With just 6:55 to go in the game. Boomers the other way. Right wing Treese goes in the right corner of the Pfeiffer. Back up top to Edwards. Edwards gets checked up, fires down to Pfeiffer on the baseline. She'll try to pump, drive, gets cut off. Back out to Edwards. Edwards will pump, gets in the paint. Nice feed down to Douglas Fisher for the layup. Douglas Fisher can't get it to go, but she's fouled hard. It'll be to the line for Briley Douglas Fisher. Great job there, Dakota, by Avery Edwards to find Douglas Fisher on the block.
Yep, they're going to get Eva.
That'll be Ava Yoakum for her third. And the Riley Douglas Fisher at the line for the free throws. First one up, no good.
That's critical there. You're trying to get every point possible here in this fourth quarter.
That is for sure. 4 of 9 from the line to this one, or 4 of 7 from the line to this one. Make that 5 of 8 as Douglas Fisher makes the second. She's got 8. It's 51-49. Bristow on top of the possession. 6:35 to go in the game. Alexander high right wing with it. Now she'll go back top of the key after getting a screen from Roebuck. She'll feed over to Morgan. Morgan goes right wing to Edmondson. Edmondson traveled, tried to pump and drive and just drug those feet. That's a turnover for Bristow.
Boomers catch a break.
So Avery Edwards will inbound to Chloe Clements. Right now, Riley Moore, unfortunately, on the bench with 4 fouls for the Boomers. Neither team has really gone into their bench at all here, besides a couple substitutions. Free throw line. Pfeiffer will have it. She's going to get stripped away and stolen. Roebuck took it away. Now feeds ahead to Alexander. Alexander down the left side, puts up the layup. That's no good. Rebound fought for. They'll say last touch by Woodward, and it'll stay with Bristow. So Bristow with another chance, inbounding beneath the right block. Alexander slaps the ball. She'll throw it into Edmondson in the paint. Edmondson double team, still gets it, puts up the shot. That's no good there from the left side. Rebound by Douglas Fisher. Boomers ahead now to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gets it knocked away as she was trying to drive. Stay possession here for the Boomers. 51-49, Bristow on top. 5:58 to go in the game in this area constellation. Left side, Douglas Fisher going to inbound there. Or right side, I should say. That pass tipped, stolen by Bristow. Now ahead they go to Alexander. Her shot going to be no good, but she will be fouled. And now it's Alexander to the line for 2 more free throws here.
Yeah, I think Avery Edwards is just trying to scare and let her kind of blow past it. But unfortunately, I think Edwards got a little bit of contact there.
Yeah. And Alexander just a junior, but very savvy as a scorer. First free throw for her, though, no good this time. So it remains 51-49, 5:52 to go in the game.
And you won't see her miss a whole lot from the line.
Woodward bench getting the feet going there. You're hearing that. Second free throw from Alexander. That's good. She's got 13, and nearly all of the Bristow Stars are in double figures. Boomers back that way. Clements top the key, and that pass again, just loose, a bit too strong there. Intended for Avery Edwards. Out of bounds, back to Bristow to go. These turnovers, unfortunately, starting to stack up for Woodward, up to 14 by my count.
Yep, and it seems like once turnovers kind of start to happen, they really start to unfold.
So Bristow the other way. Top key, Alexander throws down to Edmondson in the paint. She gets the floater to go.
Coach Moore may have to take a timeout here in a second.
She might. The momentum starting to escape here as 54-49. Bristow on top, 5-point lead. Boomers the other way. Left wing Clements, now in the corner to Douglas Fisher. Back out to Therese, right elbow for the jumper. That one going to rattle in. Good job there by the Boomers. Good ball movement to find Therese open. The assist from Douglas Fisher. Therese with 8, 54-51. Boomers trail by 3. 5:05 to go in the game. Top the key for Bristow. Alexander, she'll go in the left corner to Morgan. Morgan will back it out on the wing. Now dumps it inside to Edmondson. Edmondson going to get fouled, they'll say, on the entry pass.
Yep,
I believe by Douglas Fisher.
Yep, they're going to get Douglas Fisher there. I think just had too much body going into that pass.
Her second foul. Boomers team 6 foul, so one more Bristow in the bonus off the inbounds. Alexander tries to throw it to Edmondson. That's stolen away by Douglas Fisher. Somehow they get it worked up. Now transition. Edwards for the layup. It's no good. She couldn't get it to go. Rebound taken by Morgan. Back the other way now here for Bristow on the drive. It's Alexander. Gets at the paint and draws the foul again. This time on Douglas Fisher, who's trying to step in and take the charge.
Yep, that's going to be her third personal and her second within about 20 seconds.
Yep, of game clock there. And out back at the line again, Addison Alexander, 13 points in this one. First free throw's up, and that's good. She's now tied for the leader in points with Shaylin Edmondson. Abby Morgan has 13 as well. That's the three-headed monster, if you will, for Bristow. Second free throw for Alexander. Good. She's got 15. It's 56-51, 4:45 to go in the game. Boomers trying to get back to even here. The other way, in the right corner, Trees with it. Feeds back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, a little pump, drive, a floater. That one going to stick off the back iron and go in. Leslie with that pad to move, Dakota.
I think we're going to see Bristow kind of start to break down our defense here and try to go to the basket.
That's what they've tried to do. The last few possessions, Alexander, top of the key, gets a screen from Edmondson, dumps it to Edmondson. Chloe Clements able to knock it away from her. She's got on the floor, and a timeout taken by Coach Lacey Moore, keeping the possession for the Boomers. Great job by the freshman, Chloe Clements, to force that turnover.
And the way she did it is she kind of swatted at the ball, and then she just ended up sitting on it, Tyler. I mean, because that's the only thing she could do.
And it's just a 30, so we'll keep it right here. Boomers trailing 56-53, 4:16 to go in this one. The run has been on Bristow basically the last, about quarter here, if you will, from about 4 minutes in the third till now. It's a 24-15 advantage Bristow. It's those turnovers, Cody, we talked about. You've got to stop committing those turnovers. If you're the Boomers, it's not ones that Bristow's necessarily forcing. It's ones you're just giving up.
And it seems like the turnovers are happening because Bristow has came out of the second half kind of just going lights out, trying to really advance to tomorrow, Tyler.
Yeah, Bristow won the third quarter, 22-16. So far, won in the fourth, 10-7. After it was a Woodward lead at the break. An 8-point lead out of the timeout. Woodward will have the possession. Clements up top. Tries to throw a pass. That one stolen away again by Bristow. They'll go the other way down to Alexander in the paint. She finds a cut to Edmondson on the backside. Layup good from the left block. And Bristow now back up by 5 again. 3:55 to go in the game. 58-53. Boomers with it. Feed down to Clemens. Boomers are working around. Apologies there. As they get it down to Treese. Treese shots blocked. Rebound, though. Scoop to Pfeiffer by Yoakum. Pfeiffer shot. That's no good. And again, able to come up with it is Bristow. They'll push the other way. They'll get it down to Alexander. Alexander from the left side gets the layup to go. And boy, now Bristow's starting to fill it a bit. Alexander's starting to roll as well. She's up to 17 points. Bristow has a 60-53 lead. Boomers the other way. They feed it down to Douglas Fisher, though, on the right block. She gets that one to go. Douglas Fisher now with 10. 60-55. Bristow back with it. 2:55 to go in this one. On the high right wing, it's Yoakum. She'll dribble it to the top of the key. Now feeds over to Edmondson. Edmondson left corner to Morgan. She'll get it back to Edmondson. They're leaving a little bit is Bristow here. As Alexander has it up top. Bristow with that 5-point advantage. Trying to run some of this clock here. Just 2:35 to go. Alexander going to be guarded by Clements. Now gets a high screen on the right side by Edmondson and feeds it to her after she rolls. She finds a cutting Yoakum. Yoakum for the shot. That won't go. And nearly with the rebound was Roebuck, but they got a foul underneath. That might be on the Boomers. And they're going to get Avery Edwards for the foul. It's going to be her fourth. And at the line now is going to be Roebuck for 1-1. Riley Moore coming back into the game for Chloe Clements. For Woodward. As Roebuck, a couple dribbles, front end of the 1-1. That's no good. Rebound taken by Douglas Fisher. Boomers now trying to push the other way. Pfeiffer with it. Top the key. She'll try to throw it down to Moore on the right block, or the left block. Gets it there now. Jump ball forced though, as Moore got tied up with Roebuck, and it's back to Bristow. So the Boomers trying to push, get cut off, and another essential turnover, Dakota. As Bristow will get it back, ready to go the other way here. Morgan will throw it in. Boomers going to start using a full court press. Haven't really seen that from this game yet. Bristow trying to work that ladder. Edmondson able to get up to Yoakum right wing. She paused, thought about three, didn't take it. Now feeds back to Edmondson up top. Edmondson with the crossover. She'll run over, hand it off to Alexander. Now to Yoakum. Yoakum going to get fouled by Avery Edwards out there, who's trying to be aggressive and jump in front.
That's going to be her fifth, Tyler.
Yep.
She's done.
The senior unfortunately done. She will foul out with a couple of points in this one.
They're going to have to go to their bench. And
now a full timeout taken by Coach Lacey Moore. Boomers trail 60-55, a minute 57 to go on the full timeout. We will take it with them. You're listening Road to the Big House Boomer Basketball on Boomer TV and Z92.
Hundreds of Oklahoma teenagers have no family, few options, and often nowhere to turn. But older kids need foster and adoptive families too. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services has hundreds of teenagers waiting, hoping that you'll decide to make a difference in their life. Call the Oklahoma Department of Human Services and become a foster or adoptive parent. You will forever change a child's life and your own.
You've made a big difference in my life. Thank you.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dakota Wagner and Tyler Woods with you as the Boomers currently trail 60-55. Minute 57 to go in this one. Had a timeout there by Coach Moore before free throws here coming for Bristow's Avery Yoakum, excuse me. She's trying to extend Bristow's advantage. Yoakum was 6 points in this one for Bristow. They got fouled by Avery Edwards. And it's going to be a 1-on-1 here, as that was the Boomers' 8th team foul. Yoakum puts up the front end of it, and that's going to rattle off. No good. Douglas Fisher with the board. Boomers ahead now, as Pfeiffer will have it. Top the key. She'll stop there. Pause. Put over to Lily Luckett, who's in the ball game for three. Luckett nails one from the left wing. Lily Luckett gets to go. She was the one that subbed in for Avery Edwards, who had fouled out. And a big three there off the bench for Luckett. 60-58. Boomers trail by 2. Bristow with it. Minute 35 to go. Now a drive by Yoakum. Went from the right side. She puts up the layup and gets it to go. Maybe Yoakum with the bucket. Nobody picked her up. 62-58. Down to the right block for the Boomers from to Briley Douglas Fisher from Therese. Douglas Fisher gets another one to go. She's got 12. That's back and forth action here. 62-60. Minute 10 to go in this one now. It's top of the key. It's going to be Alexander with it. She goes left wing. Now she's going to drive. Finds Roebuck on the backside for the layup and in. Addison Alexander diamond now. Roebuck with 10. Under a minute to go. 57 seconds to be exact. Boomers the other way, trailing by 4. Pfeiffer goes left wing. Therese going to tee up the three from there. That one just from that. Rebound, though, by Douglas Fisher. Gets up the shot. It's no good. They'll say she's fouled, though, and Briley Douglas Fisher will go to the line for 2 free throws. And on that one, they get Morgan, Abby Morgan, with her second foul.
Coach Morris telling her girls to get back as soon as the second shot is up.
First one up and good for Douglas Fisher.
Cuts it to a 3-point lead.
13 points for her, 64-61 as you mentioned. Second free throw for Douglas Fisher, good as well. Back to a 2-point game.
49.2 to go.
Bristow will have it. Yoakum will take the inbound for the Lady Pirates. She gets across half court. We'll see if the Boomers try to foul or not. As now top key Edmondson with it. Bristow going to try to force that foul. Alexander gets it. The Boomers maybe trying to make sure they don't foul Alexander. And finally a foul there by Pfeiffer on Edmondson. She tried to pass it back to Alexander. Probably the right call to make sure it's not Alexander as the one taking those free throws.
If you're Bristow, you really want to try to hit these shots here. But if you're Woodward, you want to miss and you want to get back as soon as possible to try to get back on offense.
Absolutely. That was the 10th team foul for the Boomers. So it's double bonus here for Edmondson. First free throw, good.
Either way, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yep.
She made it.
She's got 17 points, by my count, 6 boards and 6 assists. She's done a little bit of it all. Here a double-double for Addison Alexander as well, 17-9. Second free throw, that's no good. Douglas Fisher able to get the board. Boomers trying to push back the other way. On the right wing, Pfeiffer with it. She'll try to drive. Shot going to be swatted. Rebound tap to Alexander for Bristow. And now a foul coming for Woodward. So 65-62, you got the split, but Desley Pfeiffer's shot was blocked, Dakota.
Wow, that doesn't really happen often. Even though Desley's not the tallest girl on the court, she finds a way to hit that step back, Tyler, every time.
She does. She's usually pretty good at it. Snap the line. Addison Alexander for the first shot. And that's no good, or that is good, excuse me, 66-62. Second shot, that one good as well, so Alexander made both. She's got 19, 67-62, 18 seconds to go for the Boomers, down by 5, trying to find some. Pfeiffer, left wing to Luckett. Luckett gets cut off, back to Pfeiffer. She's going to have to heave a long three, double team, that's no good. Rebound taken by Morgan, and unfortunately the Boomers here now running out of time, 4 seconds, and finally a foul there by Douglas Fisher. But Dakota, it's starting to look bleak here with just 4 to go for the Boomers this season. May be coming to an end, unfortunately.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. You know, this Boomer team has really fought a hard way in a really good first half time, but this Bristow team, whatever it would happen in that locker room in that second half, it was powerful.
Well, when we talk about the youth of this team, but also the leadership, you know, Addison Alexander as a junior has showed that. 20 points for her. She makes the first free throw, second one good as well. 69-62, the inbound for the Boomers. And they're just going to let it run out. Unfortunately, Bristow going to defeat Woodward here on day one of areas, 69-62. The girls' season will come to an end. Their run ends here at areas as they fall to the Lady Pirates. With that said, we'll step aside for a post-game break, come back with some post-game stats, and get you set up for what's ahead as far as our rest of our coverage across the weekend here on our road to the Big House. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. For the past 57 years, Klein Mechanical has served Woodward and Northwest Oklahoma for all your residential or commercial needs, including plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and construction. One call does it all. Klein Mechanical, 1301 Main Street, or give them a call at 256-5014. Good luck, Boomers.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Taco Bell, 2411 Oklahoma Avenue in Woodward, is open 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Whether you're hungry for chicken or a tasty Mexican taco, you can find it at Kentucky Fried Chicken Taco Bell. They have what you're hungry for.
People investing in people. That's what they're all about at Great Plains Bank, because life isn't a transaction, it's a journey, and on that journey, we're greater together. Great Plains Bank has locations in your local area because they're here to serve you. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92, as well as Boomer TV. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. Unfortunately for the Boomers, they fall here today 69-62 to the Bristow Lady Pirates. Dakota, looking at some post-game stats here, starting with Woodward. Desley Pfeiffer did all she could, finished with 25 points in this one. He had 14 from Riley Douglas Fisher, 10 from Riley Moore, 8 for Jocelyn Treese, 3 for Lily Luckett, and the senior Avery Edwards with 2. She fouled out there at the end of the game. For Bristow, it was a slow start for her, but she rallied and wound up leading them to points. Aston Alexander had 21 in the ball game for the Lady Pirates. Also got 17 from Shaylin Edmondson. They got 13 from Abby Morgan, 10 from Cheyenne Roebuck, and 8 from Ava Yoakum. All their starters nearly in double figures. Looking at some of the team stats there. The turnovers, Dakota, we talked about. Unfortunately, Woodward lost the turnover battle in the end of it, 22-16. The shooting percentages, Woodward actually did shoot better from the floor for against Bristow, 56-46% in terms of field goal percentage, and 42% from deep to 33%. But really, those turnovers at the end just came at costly times for the Boomers, unfortunately.
No, it really did. And just seems like Bristow really just had that second half that really just summed it up for them. And, you know, they kept it within 6 at the break. And then after the break, it seems like it kind of just belonged to them, Tyler. They really just showed kind of just showed up. And our girls trying to keep pace with them, and it just didn't work out in the end for them.
Yeah, unfortunately not. And, you know, in that first half, it just seemed like everything was going so well. You know, you get to that second half, and Bristow, as they've done a lot of times this season, it seemed like just, you know, came out with some of that momentum. You mentioned it early in the third quarter, and Bristow was able to hold it all the way back. 69-62 the final again. Bristow winning advance, and they play in the 1:30 game tomorrow here at Hillsea. The Boomer season will unfortunately come to a close at 15-12. Bristow advances to 27, but I know it's tough, unfortunately, for all the Boomers out there, but our coverage not done on the road to the Big House. We'll be at the Big House here later today. Mr. Kate Kennedy will have the call from Jim Norick Arena as Hammond will take on Ladies, so we definitely hope you will join us for that. Do want to thank some great sponsors before we get out of here, though, that have been with us all season long, both football and basketball season. We'll be ahead the rest of the year. High Plains Tire Gold sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show. Top Cat Formal Wear and Accessories. Dairy Queen is our halftime sponsor. Caleb Roach Insurance. Great Plains National Bank. Dr. Kristen Mosley. First Republic Tile Company. Triple Clean Car Wash. Defiance Radio Shack. KFC Taco Bell. And Long Shot Spark Grill is our Coaches Show host. Also got to thank Bank 7, who is our road to the Big House sponsor. Could not do without them. Got to thank Boomer TV. That'd be Mr. Chris Godwin traveling down with us here today and getting this one streamed for us. Doing a great job, as is the rest of Boomer TV. Got to shout them out. All student help. Mr. Kurt Province as well. Dakota, hey, it's been a fun season. Unfortunately, I'm going to end here today, but, man, it's been fun having you on.
It's a fun ride, and let's do it next time.
Yeah, and we'll regather and try to do it next time for sure. Got to thank Mr. Sean Kelly back at the studio for all that he's done on the board as well, and appreciate him helping out on the production side. One of the best in the game, folks. Cannot do it without them. And for all the fans out there that have tuned in and listened throughout the season, whether it be football, basketball, you name it, cannot thank you guys enough. Hopefully, we might be able to bring you some other Woodward coverage here as we get into the spring and whatnot. So we'll look forward to that. With that, folks, all that said, the 2022-2023 basketball season for the Boomers comes to a close. Everybody, have a great rest of your day and on into the weekend. You've been listening to the Boomer Basketball, Boomer TV, and Z92.